Good evening. I'm Trevor McDonnell, long-standing patron of the charity Missing People, and I'm delighted to welcome you to this year's Evening of Hope. I would have liked to have been with you in person this year, but due to the lasting uncertainty and effects of the pandemic, we're coming together virtually tonight in solidarity and in hope with those families affected by missing. It's a powerful evening to be part of. We'll hear much loved traditional carols, emotive musical performances, as well as readings from families affected by missing. I'd like to send you all my best wishes for this festive season, and I'm now going to hand you over to the CEO of Missing People, Joe Yule.
Hello and welcome to Missing People's Evening of Hope. This is the second year that we've brought this event to you online, where we would normally be meeting up face to face, but you're able to watch it from the comfort of your own home on your own sofa. I'm Joe Yule, Chief Exec of Missing People, and I'm delighted that you've joined us this evening. It's been quite a year, hasn't it? A time of big change and adaptation, but also of appreciation. And I'm really proud of every single volunteer and staff member and supporter of the charity. We know that Christmas can be a tough time for people struggling with mental health and feelings of isolation. And I'm glad tonight we can have a night of togetherness. The charity team has been there every day of the last year to provide support to people who really need help in crisis. And by being with us this evening, you're helping us to be there, not just for Christmas, but for every single day of the year. Tonight, we're joined by our patrons, ambassadors, supporters, and family members of Missing People, giving you an insight into the world of missing and the charity. Thank you for being with us, and we hope you enjoy part one.
Hi, I'm Stella, and my son Owen went missing a year and a half ago from Brighton. The really important thing that's kept me going is having the Missing People charity and the community within the charity really supporting me, and also my local community in Brighton. Here is the Brighton Ward-off Community School Choir singing for Owen and for all the missing loved ones.
As patron of missing people, it is a pleasure to join you once again for this year's virtual Evening of Hope. In previous years, I've had the privilege of meeting many families that the charity supports and have heard firsthand how difficult not only is the Christmas period, but how hard it is all year round for those who have a missing loved one. The families speak highly of the importance that this caring organization has in their lives, giving them a safe space to help them cope. In describing the charity, they have coined the phrase, a lifeline when someone disappears. Embodying this has become the mission of missing people, of all its staff and volunteers. Whilst I look forward to being able to be with you again soon, thanks to technology, we can get together as a community virtually, sharing our hope for the safety of those who are missing. I should like to take the opportunity to say a big thank you to the frontline services team for being that lifeline when someone disappears over the Christmas period and each day of the year. My thoughts and best wishes are with you all, especially with those who are missing someone during this festive season. Thank you everyone for once again being part of this special event. I send you all my warmest good wishes.
Questions unanswered. I've never met you, but you are a part of my life. There are photographs of you in my house. Your artwork is hanging on the wall. Your brother and I talk about you. What would Trevor do? What would he say? I ask. You are remembered through funny stories, quirky things you said and done. You are described as smart, artistic, and kind. There is a setting for you at the table at Christmas. We celebrate your birthdays and raise a glass. You are missing, but always with us.
I vividly see two young brothers happily decorating the tree. I see two blue eyes watching me carve the turkey with expectations of lighting the pudding afterwards together.
My name's Valerie Nettles. My son Damien, he went missing on the Isle of Wight in 1996, so we have just passed a 25-year marker in his disappearance. I wrote a poem and it's called Whisper of a Christmas Memory. Snowflakes quietly fall. Reflections sparkle on baubles and on balls. There's an energy in the air. Scurrying feet echo and clatter. Mothers grasp small warm hands and excited children natter. The hiss of wet tires on wet roads. Last minute shopping done. Families bundle onto buses. They don't feel the cold as they scurry home, warm joy in their soul. Festive music plays. I see it, I hear it. I don't feel it. I feel undone. I lost my son. He was only 16, not yet a man. His humour spontaneous, his laughter contagious, but then there was none. I smile as I recall, small hand clinging to mine, upturned face, glowing in wonder, quizzical brown eyes. Earnest and endless questions about life, then tall teen, arms and legs flailing, loving life, guitar playing, music blaring, Endless stories, laughter, living life to the fullest. Then there was silence. I used to feel the warmth and glow. I used to embrace this time. I used to have plans and joy. A piece of me is missing. Smiling through the sadness and thinking of those left behind, going through the motions, hollow emptiness inside. My life went away on that fateful day. I sigh in resignation as I ponder upon the fate of the boy who was my son, Damien.
Good evening, I'm Alistair Stewart, and as an ambassador for this great charity, I'm delighted to be taking part in this special event. This time of year can be the most wonderful for some of us and the most difficult and trying for others. And I'm sure I speak for all of us when I say a huge thank you to the wonderful staff, volunteers, supporters and helpers at Missing People who are there all year round when folk are in a time of need. I hope you have a wonderful evening and enjoy our modest offerings. Mine is a poem, Maybe Merry Christmas Isn't Merry, and it's by Nicholas Gordon. Maybe Merry Christmas isn't merry. Everything can't work out every year. Revelling on holidays is very rough on those a little short of cheer. Yet life goes on, and what was once consuming comes slowly to dissolve into humdrum days. Hope returns, its rightful place resuming. Rivers run their long and winding ways. Instead of pain, one comes to revelation. So does one not bury the remains, trading raw estrangements for relation, melding losses into harder gains? As you are less than merry with good reason, may you still find solace in the season.
Hi, I'm Sarah Robotham and I'm the head of Is This OK? Is This OK is a digital support service designed to reach young people who might find themselves in vulnerable situations and potentially exposed to criminal or sexual exploitation. The service was designed in partnership with young people from across the country, but we currently operate in Bradford, Waltham Forest, Stoke-on-Trent and Suffolk. Our absolute ambition is for this to become a nationwide service and to be able to reach more young people. A digital support service simply means that we use technology to provide information and advice and ultimately to link a young person with one of our highly skilled support workers. We know it's really important for young people to feel safe and to take control of the situation that they find themselves in. Our service is anonymous and our support workers won't judge. They'll support the young person to find a way out of their dangerous situation and ultimately to start to feel safe.
Hi, my name is Rico. I've just turned 18 years old and I'm from Waltham Forest. A year ago, I wasn't doing too well with myself. I missed communication with my father. I was doing stuff like gang violence, crime, shoplifting, all that stuff. And it wasn't really good for my mental health or anything at all. And now I'm a consultant for the Is This OK? Is This OK? It's an online service to help young people. So if they might feel in danger or worried about the situation they're in, they would help them and discuss the options they have. So a young person can be led to safety. The staff are very supportive and they're very kind and they can discuss your options to help you to be safe. The reason I think this should stay anonymous, and I think it's great it's anonymous, is because a person might fear what could happen. Is this information going to be given to the police, or is their gang members, or they're going to see what they've been up to? And also in this level, the hood, it could be classed as snitching or giving away information, which can lead to unnecessary actions. So it's very abstract in a way. Also, it's mainly to keep the young person safe in their environment and where they're staying as well. Also, me as a person, me helping design this app and giving Sarah advice for that app, is this okay? Help give me confidence in myself. So last year, as I talked about me being in violence and crime before I came to the YAG, I wasn't really doing too much in my life. Also, I wasn't really a confident person. I was scared of speaking. I used to mumble a lot. I used to stutter a lot. Ever since I came to Project Zero, I came to YAG, it sent me like opportunities like this. Is this okay? And then I gave me the confidence to say, okay, we've got nice people in this world to help young people to get to further opportunities.
So
Thank you to all of those involved in those really special performances, and how great it is to see the Missing People Choir newly reformed and singing for us this evening. Next, we've got readings by families who have got experience of having someone missing, families that we've worked with. We're grateful to them for sharing their special words. And for those of you watching, if you'd like to make a donation, either big or small, to the charity, it would be so appreciated. As you know, charities like ours are reliant on voluntary donations to make sure we can be a lifeline when someone disappears. Thank you.
The clocks went back today. Time traces its teasing, twisting way through days and years, a wobbly thing that speeds and slows and stumbles on. Nights are drawing in and days are getting colder, shorter, bleaker, more bitter. And I am getting older, years tumbling forward, swifter, blunter. I am poised upon a fulcrum of time, leaning backwards to the hazy flashes of memory, you with your head uplifted to the bleary whiteness of the sky, your tongue out, snowflakes smattering on your oh so long lashes as you sing and twirl, or frantically scrambling to open the presents from your bloated stocking, or lovingly dressing the Christmas tree with salt dough stars and fragile balls. I am poised upon a fulcrum of time. Lurching forward, I walk to the river. Sharp wind in my face, flat sheets of grey rain, slicing and soaking from a brutal sky. The clocks went back today. I yearn to turn back time. I yearn for crisp frost underfoot, for blades of grass stiff with ice or blazing sunshine, for snow, for you.
My name's Jew Blenko. I was so moved when I was asked to have my song used this year in the Memorial Carol service for missing people, because my song Found is the song that I wrote for the Missing People Choir as a means of saying thank you, because their music played a huge part in me returning after I'd become lost in London when my mum died. And I hope now in some small way that my own music, especially during this Christmas season, will be able to offer comfort and hope to anyone that's watching who's affected by having somebody missing.
Was a walk in the park as the sun went down, and the birds and their songs were just settling down. You didn't want them to leave you on your own. The most comforting sound that you would ever know. It was out in the dark when the world was sleeping that you walked through the night as your heart was weeping, and you wrestled with those promises you knew that you weren't keeping, and the rain came tumbling down. wrapped itself around me tight, and I knew that I would never be alone. And the rain came tumbling down, and I was lost and found.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. As a patron of missing people, I am pleased to be able to be with you at this event that will show all the great work the charity does, not just at Christmas, but all year round, for the people who need them the most. I'd like to read you a poem called Contradiction by Claire Pollard. The absence contradicts itself. The missing conjures what we miss. You are not here, I'm not myself, but still I talk to you like this. You're in the crowd, the news, the glimpse. I make you there when you're not there. I trace your steps, I map your face. I say your name, see you in air. You're all I know, and so unknown. I cannot hold you, yet I do. Please let me hold you in my head. And if you're somewhere, hold me too. How can you be so near and far? You are not here, yet here you are.
Hello everyone, my name is Lisa Belletti and I work in the charities team here at People's Postcode Lottery. For the last 5 years, I've had the privilege of working closely with missing people in my role, and I've seen the incredible impact that the team and volunteers make on the lives of those who go missing and their loved ones every day. Players of People's Postcode Lottery have supported missing people since 2009. During that time, we've not only been continually inspired and impressed by the charity's mission, but also the way in which it provides support. It does this with courage, compassion, and commitment. When many people are facing their darkest hour, missing people is there alongside them every step of the way, and that's one of the reasons we're so proud to support the charity. Christmas is a time of joy, celebration, and festivity for many. For some of us, it is also a challenging time, a time for remembrance and a time for reflection. This Christmas, I would like to share my thoughts and the thoughts of our team here with all of those affected by missing.
Hi, we're G4 and we are thrilled to continue our relationship with missing people. We're delighted to be back on the road and have you guys, volunteers, supporting the show and filling those buckets night after night, raising valuable funds. We're thrilled to be part of your carol service this year and we hope you enjoy this performance coming up.
chiuso in me. Il nome mio nessun saprà, no, no, spirato quando la luce che ti fa mira.
I hope you've enjoyed the second part of our evening. Thank you to everyone who's made this happen. Also, a big thank you to the players of the People's Postcode Lottery who've been supporting the charity for many years to be a lifeline when someone disappears. Next, we've got more from the creative writing group where families are able to come together to share their thoughts and ideas. And then on to the very special candle lighting ceremony where we pay tribute to missing people, hope for families missing loved ones. And as you light your candle at home this evening, you'll see on-screen candles lit by families who are missing a loved one today.
A poem written by the creative writing group, Tina O'Donnell, Val Nettles, Rods Hodgkiss and Marlena O'Donnell. It's called Christmas Morning. Christmas in a teardrop, wise with age, but shining still, saying everything you would wish to say yourself at this special time for us all. The wind whistles through the small spaces between rugged timbers. Light flickers within the kerosene lamp. Outside, the frost flitters on the pine trees as the winter snow settles onto frozen ground. A man with a sleigh appears through the flurry of snow, hauling a Christmas tree. And a dog chases him home, expecting a warm pillow by the fire. Pine cones wander foraged from forest floors, pushed deep into pockets, attentively daubed white by small hands, glued and glittered, suspended on delicate silver-spun glory threads, inside a fragile glass bell, like a transparent pear drop. We gaze through the glass into Winterland. Peace, tranquility, and beauty, frozen in time, just like memories of our loved ones.
On Hope and Home by Shalini Dewar. The things that are intrinsically part of your soul will eventually call you home. So, if today the thing you love seems lost or out of reach, don't lose hope. Release your hopes into the world and give them time to breathe.
Oh
Well, that brings to an end this evening of hope. I know you will have enjoyed all of the performances and have really got a unique insight into the world of missing people. Thank you for everyone who's donated their time and their talent for making this happen. And thanks to those of you who've been able to donate to the charity this evening. I hope that you can see how important it is that there's a lifeline there for when people disappear all over Christmas and New Year, and of course, every day thereafter. So it's just left for me to wish you a very happy holiday season. Thank you for joining us from home this evening, and I send my love to all of you.
Once in